Welcome back. Got a good one here. North Korean defector slams woke U.S. schools. I'm Grid 7 and let's dive into this one. A North Korean defector said she viewed the U.S. as a country of free thought and free speech until she went to college here. Yeonmi Park attended Colombia University and was immediately struck by what she viewed as anti-Western sentiment in the classroom and a focus on political correctness that had her thinking, even North Korea isn't this nuts. Think about that. Even North Korea isn't this nuts. And we view North Korea as nuts. I expected that I was paying this fortune, all this time and energy, to learn how to think. But they are forcing you to think the way they want you to think, Park told Fox News. I realized, wow, this is insane. I thought America was different, but I saw so many similarities to what I saw in North Korea that I started worrying. The 27-year-old told the Post that she couldn't believe she wouldn't be asked to do this much censoring of myself at a university in the United States. I literally crossed the Gobi Desert to be free, and I realized I'm not free. America's not free, she said. She fled North Korea at age 13 in 2007, a voyage that took her and her family to China and South Korea before she went to school in New York in 2016. Her professors gave students trigger warnings, sharing wordings from readings in advance so people could opt out of reading or even sitting in class during discussions, Park told the Post. Think about this. Now, this is going on. Sitting out, no trigger warnings. I mean, no wonder why the younger people are so fucked up. No, they don't know how to think anymore. Going to Colombia, the first thing I learned was safe space. Every problem they explained is because of white men. Because really, a lot of these leftist liberals are, they're fucking racist. They are big time racist pieces of shit. And it's time people started telling it to their face. Some of these discussions of white privilege reminded her of the caste system in her native country, where people were categorized based on their ancestors, she said. Yeah, that's what the left is doing. No, that's socialism. No, they're destroying everything. Because in one class, a teacher discussing Western civilization asked students if they had a problem with the name of the topic. Most students raised their hands, according to Park. Some, she said, mentioned issues with the colonial slant of the discussion. Now, see, if you're taking a class called Western civilization, that's what it's going to be about. You're going to have colonial stuff, all this type stuff. I mean, if I took a class of Asian history, I would expect to read about Genghis Khan. And China did a bunch of atrocities in the past, and it is still doing some. She goes, English is my third language, she said. It's very hard for me to say he and she sometimes. I misuse them. She also told Fox that she was chided for saying she enjoyed the writings of Jane Austen. She said, I love these books. I thought it was a good thing, Park told the network. Then she said, do you know those writers had a colonial mindset? They were racist and bigots and are subconsciously brainwashing you. Yeah, like the university isn't doing that as well. A bunch of idiots in our education system. Park said North Korean students are constantly informed about the American bastard. I thought North Koreans were the only people who hated Americans. But it turns out there are a lot of people hating this country in this country. Yeah, they're called leftists. And they've infiltrated the Democratic Party. Cancel culture and shouting down opposing voices is becoming an issue of self-censorship. Park, who chronicled her escape from North Korean life in the repressive regime in the 2015 memoir, In Order to Live, said Americans seem willing to give away their rights, not realizing they may never come back. That's the biggest thing, that they don't know it's not coming back, and they are being taught that it's a good thing. That's the worst thing. They're being taught it's good. Voluntarily, these people are censoring each other, silencing each other. No force behind it. Other times, there's a military coup d'etat, like a force comes in taking your rights away and silencing you. But this country is choosing to be silenced, choosing to give away their rights. In fact, I saw a video, I think it was a couple of years ago. They were asking students, and they're okay with censoring people, taking away First Amendment rights. They don't understand that when you start doing it to one group, it'll come around full circle back to you. That they don't get that part because they're not taught to critically think that way. Park said she knows what a country could become with rights and discourse stripped away. North Korea was pretty insane. Like the first thing my mom taught me was don't even whisper. The birds and mice could hear me. She told me the most dangerous thing that I had in my body was my tongue. So I knew how dangerous it was to say the wrong things in a country. I mean, she lived in a country that say the wrong thing, you could be taken away. What's sad is on Twitter, people are attacking her for having this view. They're trying to censor her because they don't like the fact that she's not stepping in line with what they say. But they're not socialists. They're for freedom and all. No, they're not. Park, who grew up in the last Stalinist dictatorship and witnessed people dying from starvation, said Americans are obsessed with oppression, even though there's not much oppression they've witnessed firsthand. This is completely nuts. It's unbelievable. I don't know why people are collectively going crazy like this, or together at the same time. She said the situation in North Korea is one thing because the people don't have access to the internet and have limited exposure to the globe. But students here have much more access to information. Park said as a child, she thought dictator Kim Jong-un was starving and overworked until she was in South Korea and was shown pictures that showed how large he was in pictures compared to other people who looked thin and hungry. That's what it does when you're brainwashed. And this is what the left is doing. They don't see the fact, she didn't know that Kim Jong-un was starving. They don't know that the left doesn't realize the path they're going down because they're so brainwashed. Even though there's evidence so clearly in front of their eyes, they can't see it. Of course, Colombia University didn't respond to the comment, but I don't expect them to, and if they do, it'll be some sort of kind of spin where we're not doing that and this and that, and the left will understand and they'll be okay. Sorry, people, it is past time to stand up to the universities and all this type of stuff and say, stop doing this shit. Stop doing this brainwashing. What the path you're headed down is not good. Yeah. What do you think about her? No. Is she right? Wrong? Let me know. Leave a comment, subscribe, like, share, and I'll see you next video.